Hey guys, this is Danny Boy. So we are at Grissom Academy, the horror mission that everyone hates. Didn't have a problem. Think I might have died once. Not overly difficult. I do have the strategy down pretty well at this point. I know exactly what to do for the most part. At the time of making this video, I am still uploading my freaking Vanguard series. It has taken over a day to upload that series. It's still uploading. I bet you there's 8 hours left on it still. My freaking... good God. Why? Just want it to be done and forget about it. So I'm using Grissom. I am using the katana, because why not? And my goal right now is to just level up tech armor, get it to the point that it doesn't affect my cooldowns quite so much. And as well as Reeve, I talked about trying to make kind of a tank build. And we will see how that goes. Haven't really had a chance to try it out, for the most part. Also, a commenter asked me about using Carnage on an infiltrator instead of Incinerate, and thought that that was almost like a strange idea. There's absolutely nothing wrong with using bonus powers that just replace something you already have if they're stronger, if they have an effect you like. Sure, feel free to use Carnage rather than Incinerate. For one thing, Carnage can be spec'd so that it incapacitates opponents for long periods of time, and that can be very useful. Incinerate does not do that. If it's better in some ways, go for it. I myself will more than likely be using Carnage for at least a period of time on my infiltrator when I make him. We will be skipping past all the plot here. Most of the running and everything, as per usual. This is a pretty long one. This is the entirety of Grissom Academy in one video. So it did take a while. I'm not sure if you guys have seen it before, you know, or played it, you know that there's a Atlas Mech sequence at the end. Which I guess I'll just show you guys. Why not? Alright, so here we go. This is super easy. I'm actually waiting, because I know that they spawn in a cluster. I'm waiting for them to come out so I can just throw a quick lift grenade and hit all of them and whatever, but they didn't really cooperate, so that kind of ruined my day. I was sad about that. Now they come out and they're just kind of streaming, but it's too late. They're too spread out. Screw you guys. You're no fun at all. And for some reason, Overload's hitting the table that I'm taking cover behind, and just nothing's cooperating. Not my day. So, I often get requests at this point to do multiplayer stuff, and to be honest, I would really like to. I would really like to do some informational stuff on the multiplayer. I feel like players make the multiplayer a bit harder than it actually is. It's really not difficult from what I've played, even on gold. Not to sound arrogant or anything, I mean, I apologize, it's not my intent. I feel like just a lot of players don't realize the tools that they have at their disposal that they can use to make things a lot easier than they actually are. Rather than they think they are. So I would like to do that, I just have so little time. I really want to get out these last single-player playthroughs, as well as I have another informational series that I want to do, which I'll be starting soon, possibly today, depending on how things go. And in addition to that, I would like to make a review of the game. That's, I think, the last thing I'm going to do. Just something quick that just... I mean, I have played the game a lot at this point. I'm sure by the time I'm done, I'll have played it for a few hundred hours. So I think I have the experience to review it just without bias. Being impartial. And my standard strategy for this Atlas Mech, and this is now the third time I'm doing them, you know, that you guys have seen, is just hide over here. I really don't move. There's no reason to move until he closes on you. The soldiers, the Cerberus guys, they don't actually attack you. They just go after the students. So they're not going to flank you. You don't need to worry about that for the most part. once he closes on you, and I'm actually using the Eviscerator now, I just realized, yeah. I think I even showed it, but I wasn't paying attention. Showed myself switching to it. Wasn't paying attention. And it's fine. It's not my favorite weapon anymore. It used to be my favorite shotgun. It's not anymore. But it's still okay. Not a big deal. Doesn't really pack the punch that I like anymore. At least at level 1, you know. Which is my policy. So I did move just because... I mean, I don't have to. I could have stayed there. I could have just kited him around that high cover, which is what I usually do. But this time I thought, you know what? I have plenty of opportunity to get over here. I do have increased shields. I may as well make use of them and just run away without dying. Though, you know, I really do not notice the damage reduction that much on this character. I just don't feel like I am way tougher, way more durable than a regular character. It doesn't, excuse me, feel that way for me. And I mean, obviously I am. I have the damage reduction. But it just doesn't seem to make a huge, significant difference. Compared to, say, my Vanguard, who could charge and get 100% shields every few seconds. That I felt. That made a huge difference in survivability. Tech armor... Not so much. I don't know. Let's close on him. What are you doing? Well, that kind of works. Here we go. And again, tech detonation. Why do you do such piss poor damage? I don't understand it. Did like a couple ticks of damage on an assault trooper. That is pointless, and I'm going to die. I realize now that, oh yeah, party members are stupid on this fight, and they get stuck behind the door, and then you have to do the entire fight without them. So, I'm going to just die. I don't believe I did it on purpose. I think it just happened, but for the best, because this sucks to do without party members. It makes it really easy for them to flank you. Right here, I'm going to die. Rocket, fired, dead, done, whatever. Really didn't care. Now I can make sure my party members get out. I always forget. I'm in such a rush that I'm kind of just running through everywhere, not really thinking at times. So, get out of here, you idiots.
Roger that.
And I contemplated taking the high ground, but I believe I eventually give up on that idea. Hello. Kind of at a loss to do what to do. Should I melee him? Will that leave me exposed too long? I probably made the right choice sticking back because there were two guardians here. That got there really quickly. That's not typical. There we go. Boom. Very satisfying. I don't know what James is doing either right now. Cool. I don't know. I just get incredible joy killing guardians that way. I find it so fun to do. Like, I'm a guardian. I'm so tough. No. Not really. You know what would be cool? You know what power I always wished they added? And I guess the shield powers do the same thing, but if you played Lair of the Shadow Broker, the big tech shield that he uses, and it's an actual shield. He actually has an assault rifle in one hand and a big-ass shield in the other hand. I want that. Can I have that on a soldier or something? And just make it different from actual shield powers. Make it different from tech armor. Make it so I can actually run up to an enemy and just smack them in the face with my shield or something. I really would like that. That would be cool. Hello. Again. Why? Just why? Dodged it. Why? Really wish they would add ballistic blades to the single player. That power looks so cool. And it would just suit my playstyle perfectly. It's a power that does more damage the closer you get to an opponent. That is beautiful. I really want to use that all the time. It sucks. Of all the ones they added, that's the number one. They added, rather, all the powers they added in the Resurgence pack. That's the one I'm the most sad about, the saddest about not getting. I was gonna say, why am I not? Oh, I guess I'm not. Come on, you can do it. Get up there. Kill that fool. I'm worried about turrets. I feel like there's a turret up there, so I'm kind of hesitant. I mean, I don't want to die on this fight. This fight's long. Not the easiest fight in the world. I really didn't have any trouble with it at all, though, to be honest. Okay, so the door is actually open now, and I'm not going to do the thing where I just run through the door. I felt no need to do so. They also have turrets set up, and my strategy for this fight at this point is just where I stayed the entire time, just that cover. Just stay there, make sure my party members get out of the door, kill guys as they come, try to conserve ammo if I can. And considering that all I used as a weapon for this was the Eviscerator, I think I did pretty well on that respect. I mean, most of these guys are really far away, but I'm not out of ammo, and I did find some and whatever, but still. But the biggest part of the strategy is just to kill the Atlas mech on this side. Just when everything's done, when everybody's dead, just go after the Atlas mech. It makes the next fight so much easier to deal with. It allows you to be a lot more aggressive. Otherwise, I tend to just hide in the hallway if the Atlas mech is still alive, and I don't want to do that. That's boring. For me, for you, for everybody. I want to get out and wreck some faces. So right now, you know, really want to go after the engineers, but Guardian kind of needs to go away too. Sucks. And I hate that. Of all the powers, it seems like Overload does it the most. Just when you're behind cover, it hits walls. It's so annoying. By far more so than any other power. I don't know what that's about. Okay, and also Reeve apparently. I guess it's just the instant cast powers. One thing that I hated was just I don't have a good way of shooting the backpacks on engineers. That's another satisfying thing to do. And I really didn't have the opportunity so much. I didn't really try either, I suppose. Oh, I'm out of ammo right now. Or I would have tried on that engineer. No! No! And there's nothing I can do about it. He's setting up turrets and there's nothing I can do about it. No ammos. None of the ammos. And he's even getting away. I do feel like my party is really synergistic with what I'm trying to do. Edie especially, you know, another Overload, she has Incinerate, then James will eventually give me Incendiary ammo, and Carnage is also useful. Basically everything but Warp, but I don't need Warp, I have Reeve. I will definitely be speccing out of Reeve and Warp entirely eventually, when the opportunity arises, when I've tested out my current build a bit more. Oh, this is a really long fight. This is a long episode. Trying to think, what can I actually talk about? I don't know at this point. This is all pretty basic stuff. Well, I mentioned, this is not Mass Effect stuff, but I mentioned that I will be playing Diablo 3. I will, once it comes out, immediately start playing at midnight or whenever it's released where I live. So I assume it's a global release, so I would assume that it's going to be released at the same time everywhere. But who knows? And not only will I be playing it, but I will be streaming it on Twitch TV. I have a Twitch TV channel. Well, I've signed up for one. I haven't actually really set anything up yet. So for the first few days of Diablo 3, I will be streaming the game. And by few days, I literally mean 2 days. Basically, my plan is to play the game and stream the game either as long as humanly possible or until I can actually get Inferno footage. My big thing that I want to do is just get Inferno footage. And this is, you know, one game, so this doesn't give you a big sample size, but I play games always on the max difficulty. That's what I find fun. And it's the same thing for Diablo. I'm actually pretty psyched about the Inferno difficulty. They say it's going to be really hard. Blizzard even said, you know, oh, we're taking bets on how many months it's going to take for anybody to beat Inferno. And then they redacted that a few days ago saying, well, at least the few months for people to legitimately do it. They feel like somebody will probably come up with an exploit or something and do it really fast, but the original thing was how many months it'll take for somebody to legitimately beat Inferno. And if I beat Inferno, it will be legitimately. I will not be using cheese or exploits or whatever. But months? That sounds a bit far-fetched. I can't imagine it taking unless there's just a huge gear check, like you need to farm hell difficulty to get gear before you can beat Inferno. And if that's the case, well, then the entire contest is entirely moot, because people will just buy gear on the real money auction house to beat Inferno. So whoever, if that's the case, if it is just a huge gear check and it's really not reliant on skill, and just requires you to grind out gear in hell, then the contest is pointless and stupid, because it'll either come down to whoever has the most money to just buy gear on the real money auction house, or whoever is just the luckiest and gets the best gear first. If somebody is incredibly lucky, gets an ungodly item on a drop, and just allows them to cruise through hell, well, then who cares? It wasn't skill-based, it was item-based. So I'm kind of wary about that whole thing. And by bet, I don't mean, or contest, I don't mean like there's a contest and Blizzard has made a bet with players or anything. That was actually an in-house bet, an internal bet with the development staff. I'm sorry if I made the impression that there's like an actual contest. There's not. But I guarantee you that whoever kills, or rather beats Inferno first, it will be news on some news site somewhere. Diablo fan site or whatever. But I don't really care about beating it first. I just want to get Inferno footage as quickly as I can to show you guys, because I think it'll be entertaining, I think it'll be fun for me. I just know it's going to take a long time to get through normal, Nightmare, and Hell before Inferno, and then actually to make video after that, I'm going to be really tired. My plan is to stay up for a couple days, take off work, and just stream it non-stop. So, if you guys are interested, I will make an announcement when I do it. I will post to my feed when I do it, and I'll also have a link to everything on my channel when the time comes. So stay tuned for that. That's my next big thing. I do have plans for games reaching months in advance at this point. From Diablo 3 to Torchlight 2, to Borderlands 2, to Bioshock Infinite, and other independent games that I don't mention. I've talked about wanting to play Legend of Grimrock, really want to play that as well, but haven't had the opportunity. Kinda sucks.
Watch your barriers, everyone! Drop and recharge when you need to!
So this is the last, big part of this fight. Guys, I'm going to just cut out the Atlas Mech sequence. I don't want to commentate it, and I don't want to just say nothing for a long period of time. This video is already really long, so I'm going to just, after this is, if you've seen my other videos, and if you'd like to see the Atlas Mech, thing, if you really care, I have 2 other playthroughs that you can see it. But it's the same thing no matter what class you are. It doesn't change. It's always the same. It's just like a turret sequence. So it's fun the first time you do it. It's okay the second time you do it. But the third time you do it, you don't want to do it anymore. This video is already really long, so just gonna not. And once you're done with this fight, it's over. And how did that trooper take so little damage? I just knocked him from the ceiling, slammed him into the ground, and it barely even hurt him. Disappointing. Come on. I understand that I have a low-level throw, but still. Let's have... I was about to say some semblance of realism, but that's probably not anywhere that I want to go at this point. That's kind of an issue with throw indoors as well, is that when they're way up there, it tends to arc and, just knock them further up rather than out. If it had knocked him horizontally, it would have just shot him into the water and he'd be instantly gone, but otherwise it just knocked him into the air, and that really didn't do anything. Again, where are my party members? What are they doing? They must be stuck in the hallway again. That's so annoying. This is coming to a close, guys. Really didn't have any trouble, like I said. I've done it enough that I know the strategy. I have strategies that I know work, regardless of class at this point. It's just the same basic sort of stuff. Especially when you knock out that Atlas Mech. Boom. Keep shooting. There's one guy left, and I'm going to just... Oh, and it's a turret. Awesome. I am going to just cut out the Atlas Mech stuff and just... There's maybe 2 more Assault Troopers and an Engineer or something, but I don't think it's worthwhile. But thanks, guys, for watching. Stay tuned for more Sentinel stuff. Please like if you liked it, sub if you like what I'm doing. Leave comments and feedback, and I'll get back to you. and have a good one.